We are on part 2 of chapter 8, Dan the Man. Dan the Man. So we left off with Gypsy basically being caught at Dan's house, her mother taking her back home and making her take a pregnancy test. And then she tells us that her mother broke her laptop and the government phone, like smashed it to pieces. I do remember that there was a post that was made, or a message from Dee Dee to Christy, that she had smashed her computer because Gypsy had posted inappropriate pictures and had sent those inappropriate pictures to her father. So I want to know, how many laptops did she have that was smashed? Because apparently a lot of them. She also had told Nick at some point that her laptop was smashed. So this is just, does this just happen all the time? Like, why did she keep getting these laptops replaced? Stated that after her mother had smashed the laptop and the phone, that her mother had chanted a spell, took a cow tongue, put it in a jar, printed off the picture of Dan, put that in the jar, and had chanted a spell over top of her, and stated that she would never be happy and never find love, and Gypsy believed this to be true. Gypsy is then taken inside, because this all happens outside in the backyard, because this is where Dee Dee loved to do her spells and her witchcraft. I want to hear the neighbors. I want to know, did any of you guys ever see this woman chant these spells outside and dig these holes in the backyard? They go inside and she handcuffs her to a leash. How do you handcuff someone to a dog leash? And then connects the leash to herself. So basically there's a leash connected to Gypsy and to her mother through handcuffs. If you hear SpongeBob, my son's watching it. Gypsy has then started begging her mother to not handcuff her to the leash and herself. And her mother then puts trash bags over the window, which I thought this happened like a couple chapters ago with the CPS situation. So are we just trash bagging the windows again? Mother puts bells on all the doors. Yeah. Which I want to know, how did you put bells on a door if there's no door on your bedroom? Because you couldn't get your wheelchair through the house, so she had to take the bedroom door off. Said that because she was chained or leashed to her mother, if she made any slight movement, this would wake her mother. Which I want to know, how did this happen if your mother stayed rugged out all the time to the point where you couldn't even wake her up, you had to push her out of bed? Stated for 2 weeks that her mother would only allow her to eat every other day, and she couldn't get up to make her own meals. And when she did eat, it was only chicken broth. Said that her mother, if she ever had to leave to go run errands or anything like that, go to homeowners association meetings, that her mother would then take the leash and then chain her to the bed with that. I've seen those crime scene photos. There is no way that you could put a dog leash around that bed railing and it stay in place. Like, you could break free from that easily. I mean, damn, if you were determined to walk all the way to a hospital to meet Dan the Man, you could have easily taken that leash off. Like, before she said that her mother wouldn't leave her and that she would stay pretty much chained, but then says that she does. So then we change topics, and then we go into Dee Dee's religious preferences and how she would go to multiple churches because she was trying to discover which church was for her, which normal people do that. I don't see why she had made a scene about it and made fun of that. She did mention, though, that her mother finally would take her off of the leash and everything, and that she would allow her to do everything that she normally would do anyways going forward. But the one thing that her mother never removed and kept was the knife on the nightstand, which that wasn't in the crime scene photos. So what happened with that knife? Gypsy, did you take it and get you a couple of jabs in like everybody else is thinking? Like, I'm not saying it, I'm just, what happened to it? But that's the end of that chapter. Chapter 9 is pretty interesting, and then chapter 10, oof. So